It's been a hot minute. So this company, let me just give you a back brief. So this company had sent me this because I had originally purchased a version that was the cheaper one, and I really did not like it. Now, you can use your argument and say it was my fault that I picked the wrong product for the wrong application, but it was very difficult and convoluted to understand which one was the proper one for what I was looking for. Now, when I did it, I compared it to this guy, and I compared it to this guy. So what we have is the Anker work and then the DJI. Basically, they are wireless lavaliers. I've done the review on this guy, and I've done the review on this guy. Okay, now obviously I prefer this one over this, but what I liked about this was how squarish and modern it looked. Now keep in mind this is sealed, so we're going to do out of the box. How is it versus comparing it to these two, the audio? I'll let you hear all three of these so you can decide which one. Now the menus are probably going to be extremely similar, so let's just open this up. Very nice presentation. Very nice package as well. That is all that is in there. Nice box. Inside of your little envelope, you do get some user manuals and such. We don't really care much about that. Okay, so let's see what's on the inside here. Very nice case. Oh, that's sexy. Then inside of here, in your little zipper pouch, so you have a storage within a storage. Holy cow. Oh my goodness. So inside of the package, you get a USB-A to a USB-C, a Lightning to a USB-C. Any new iPhone users, all right? That's, I mean, it's nice because now it's bad for companies because now companies have to include 3 cables, right? You have to do this, you have to do this, and then you have to do this. So you have a USB-C to a USB-C. This is what you're going to need. That makes me think that inside of here, it is not going to have, well, it should, because this is what you're probably going to use to charge the actual device. You get a 3.5 adapter. You do get these little tiny dead cats, that's what they call them, little soft, fluffy jams that's going to stop your wind noise. And they are pretty attractive looking. I do like that look. I can tell you right off the jump, I absolutely love the texture of this. And it reminds me a lot of the DJI. The Anker work was my least favorite, hands down. When you open it up, you get this little tiny protective sheet that's on the inside here. It's interesting. So we'll go ahead and remove that. All right, so on the actual receiver itself, you do have an adapter. That's your hot shoe jam, or cold shoe, I should say. And then for your transmitters, ooh, they do have magnets. A little bit hardcore on the branding, fully charged up, that's a win. I love the way that these transmitters look. So the magnets that are on the back of this are like round disc magnets, something like kind of an afterthought. Now, as sexy and as modern, as square as that is, I absolutely love how that looks, by the way. This is just kind of a ghetto version of putting a magnet on it, because when you look at the DJI, right, it's a little tiny disc, or not a disc, but a square that goes on there. You see how much I've used this already. And then this one on the Anker work, the magnet just kind of pops off the back. And I can tell you that just comparing it to a DJI that has the little adapter on the bottom there for your USB-C, or you could look at the Ankerwork one that also has the USB-C as well. So you have multiple options that are already built in. Now with the Hollyland, what it appears is you don't have that. There's your charging block on the bottom. This is not magnetic. This at least isn't. This is going to be our cold shoe jam. And then these are, I do have a magnet, but they're... it's lit. They could have done something where the clip comes off or something. So as you can see, the magnet on this is just kind of just a regular disc magnet that goes on there. You do have that branding on the clip itself. Very good flexibility, and you could see here how that grips into your shirt. It does have kind of teeth that snap into each other. On the side, you have your record, your 3.5, and your display on here is much better than the Ankerwork right off the jump. And then if we click menu, your record mode, your settings, phone speaker, EQ, and then system settings. Pairing, brightness, upgrade mode, record mode, stereo mono, safety track, mic settings. You have your gain, your record, auto off, LED brightness, and storage. So your little back button there is super nice. And you must use the wheel to navigate through this, because if you don't use the wheel, it is not touchscreen except for that button right there. So it allows you to turn the LED low or normal, but there is no way to actually shut that off. Comparing this to the other ones, you actually have to use a USB here, and then we're going to have to plug this in, and then we're going to compare the 3 different microphones to see which one is better than the next. Let's compare all 3 of these microphones. Now keep in mind, none of them are on me. They are literally 12 inches away from my face, and they're on the table. This is the Ankerwork 650, testing 1, 2, 3, Ankerwork 650. This is the Hollyland Lark Max, testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. And then this is the DJI, testing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 testing. Keep in mind that they are on the table. Oddly enough, both the DJI and the Lark, they both pick up an Ecamm as wireless microphone RX. It is very difficult to change the name of those on the back end, but it's odd that they pick up the same. Now that could be something as simple as the firmware that's on the inside of it, or the hardware that's on the inside of it. Now I'm going to clip all 3 of these to my fat ass neck. So it is a little difficult. I think the first one is the DJI, so I'm going to look a little ridiculous. I don't know if this is fair because it's literally right underneath my chin, and I got a lot of it. So here we go. I don't look ridiculous. I could tell you that between the Ankerwork and the Hollyland, I don't like that the LEDs do not go off, right? You can kind of see that they're always on. So with the DJI, it's a little bit more stealthy. They all have ridiculous branding on it. So with all 3 of these, again, now that they are underneath my chins, Ankerwork M650 directly underneath my neck. I think that's the fat daddy over here. Yep, that's the fat daddy. Kind of, if I go like this, is that a little bit better? Bring my head down, testing 1, 2, 3. My neck is getting in the way, so there might be some echo chamber option going on here. And then this one, this is the DJI. So let me go back, listen to all 3 of these, and then I'll let you know my thoughts on the 3 options. There is no noise canceling per se. You have hi-fi, low cut, and vocal boost. So right now we are on hi-fi, but let me actually change the settings, and I want to see how much that changes. This is under the low cut setting, under the microphone settings. Again, this is low cut, not adjusting the gain. We're at 0 flatline instead of hi-fi. We're under low cut. And then this is under the setting of vocal boost under the microphone. Again, 0 gain adjustment. Now this is on the desk under the vocal boost setting, about 12 inches from my face, not super close. And to give this a comparison, whether how fair this would be, again, no compression at all. This is the DPA shotgun mic. No compression, just raw audio. This is a comparison of the studio microphone that's built into the studio display that's supposed to be all high-end and fancy. So that gives you an idea of what that sounds like versus those wireless lavaliers. It's not like you're going to be carrying around a studio display anyway. And this is back to the DPA. So if we're going to compare the DJI versus the Hollyland versus the Ankerwork, first of all, get rid of Ankerwork. I understand that's a huge company and there are people promoting it. I do not like the Anker work. I don't like the aesthetics. I don't like the settings. I don't like the way that it looks. I don't like the way that it looks on the outside. I don't like the menu. There's so much that I do not like with the Anker work. DJI reigns supreme. Now, here's the deal. I like the Hollyland a lot. They did not pay me for this video. Yes, they sent this to me, but I bought the original one, and then they sent this kind of like as a constellation prize. I really like the look of the outside of it. I like the way that the transmitters are. I don't like that you can't remove the LED lights. Now, comparing the audio, this is where it gets interesting. I think, now I didn't compress that, I didn't noise cancel that, I just left that the way that it was raw. Now, one was a little bit high, and that's because the gain was set to 10. So when I brought it back down to 0, it gives you an idea of what that sounded like. Again, that is my fault, and I do apologize for that. The aesthetics of them, I prefer the Hollyland, except for the actual receiver. Now, what I don't like with the Hollyland is you have to keep this around versus the DJI and the Anker work. They both have adapters that go on the bottom that allow you to plug it in. This, there's nowhere to put the cable, so you always have to keep these two together like this. I don't like that. It would be much better if it was kind of all-in-one, like if you could fit it on the inside on the top. Now, there is a circle in there where there's two of them where you could kind of flip this about and then make it work, but the issue is there's nowhere to put the cable. I guess you could kind of leave it plugged into the back and wrap it around it. I don't like that either. Like if you did this number, not a fan of that. So, and it's got the little feet on the bottom. Hollyland by far is better aesthetically. As far as the settings on the receiver is concerned versus the other two, the DJI is the easiest to use. This you have to use a wheel, and there is a back button. It's that little circle, so it's not fully touch screen. It's just like touch back button. I like the audio on this over all three of them. I don't notice a difference between vocal boost, low cut, and hi-fi. It says it's doing something. I just don't hear anything that's different. On a desk, they all essentially sound the same. Again, when you're looking at the pricing of all three, they're so close together. For $30 less, you'd get the Hollyland Lark Max, or if $30 more, you get the DJI. I guess if you're really on a budget, the Hollyland is the best one. If you don't care about settings and you're going to set it and forget it, then the Hollyland is by far the best. If you don't have to mess with the receiver. If you're going to constantly be adjusting that based off of being outside, I would recommend the DJI. Either way, the Hollyland is very, very good. It is bar none. The Anker work is junk. Like, it's absolutely shit. So I would take that over that. It's tight, man. The DJI is just so small and compact and everything included. Like, you don't have to find a spot for the USB. I just wish that they used some type of adapter with theirs instead of having that patch cable. It's nice that they have all those accessories. The box that it comes with is super sexy as well. It's just there's nowhere to put anything. You have to put it all back in the box. Not a fan of that. So I will leave a link in the description down below to all three. And then if you do use that link, I would appreciate it because I do get a cut, which absolutely helps fund this channel. Thanks for watching. I've kept it real. Have you? Check this out.